Hey guys, this is Cliff here with Hamilton Transportation. Today we're hauling a shuttle wagon. Toot toot! Alright guys, I am here picking up a shuttle wagon. That's it sitting there. It's building up some air pressure so it does start and run. So now we got to get dropped out and then we can drive the thing up on. So it's not real big. I think it's going to be a little wide. So the thing's only 41,000 pounds. I think they listed it at 9.6 wide. So I think I'll be able to just do four chains on it. At 41,000 pounds, that'll cover it. So we'll just do 4. And flags and banners. We'll have to pull some permits. But really, we're not going to be that heavy. So at 41,000, we'll be 87,000 pounds. Almost legal. So Jen called and talked to the guy here. Try to get some directions, and he was kind of rude to her. So I didn't know what to expect when I showed up, but he was all right with me. So yeah, let's get broken down, and then I'll walk you guys over and we'll take a look at this thing so you can see what I'm getting. Now, let's take a look at this thing. The only thing I'm worried about is that it looks pretty narrow, the tires on that. So we might have to block up a little bit inside the ramps. But this is what we got. This is a shuttle wagon. So any of you guys out there watching, if you're a railroader, you comment below. Let me know what they use this thing for. If I had to guess, I would say this is for moving rail cars around, and then you can come off the tracks and onto the tires, or off the rails, and onto the tires, so you can move around the yard. Now, the one thing this guy said was that the throttle sticks, so you got to kind of pull it back a little bit. So, looks like we have air pressure. So, he said this is pretty simple. Let's see, where can I stick you guys so you can see what I'm doing? How about right here? Stick you right here, so we got a brake. Where did he say the parking brake was? Parking brake. Ah, there we go. In the reverse. Oh, she's not moving real fast. There we got another gear. All right, we'll just go nice and slow. All right, let's get you guys set up here, kind of see where we're going. Once we get up close to the trailer, I'll get you guys off, and we'll put you outside so you can see what I'm doing, loading this thing. But you're kind of at an offset position driving. I wonder if that's the center. No. That coupler is probably the center, though. It has a rail coupler right in the middle. No, I think that's a little offset, too. We'll just try our best to get this up here. I'm having to stand to see what the heck I'm doing. There's also some, I think they're sanders. So I don't want to break those off either. So we'll have to figure out what we're going to do there. Okay. Parking brake on. Let's go look where we're at. Okay, yeah, we got to come over. So I'm going to set you guys on this cab over here so you can see what I'm doing. There you go. All right. So those sanders, I think, here, let me show you guys what I'm talking about here. So I might be wrong, but I think these are used to put sand on the tracks, and that is rubber. That is rubber. I don't know. Yeah, they're rubber. I thought those were metal. Well, I'm not worried about them now. If they're rubber, they'll just bend. They'll be all right. So I got to move over this way. All right, let's take another look. See, this is what I was afraid of. So that coupler is in the middle of this thing. So let's go by that. If we line that coupler up with the middle of the trailer, that'll put us centered. I'm just worried about how narrow those tires are. See if we're straight now. That's pretty straight. The problem is that we're not going to have much of the tire on the tracks there. That was what I was afraid of. So so that stair in the back, so we can always run it up on one ramp and a piece of wood and then move it over once we get it on the trailer. That's what I'm thinking I'll do. But we got to get some blocks. Too narrow. So I'm going to grab some of my boards and block up one side, and then I can run it up one ramp and on boards, then I can scoot it over once it's on.
Yeah, I see that. I'm like, I stepped up here and I'm like,
yeah, I got it straight, but I was like, man, that's pretty narrow. So it'd be like 2 inches on each tire. And I'm like, that's going to fall. And then when it falls, those metal you know, rail wheels are gonna smack my trailer. And so we're just gonna board it up and do it the right way.
I just happened to see it.
Yeah. It might take me a little while. I'll get it on there. Now, hopefully, we can run that tire up onto those boards and get it up on the trailer, and this one will go up on the ramp. So let's give that a shot. Okay, see what's going on. I'm gonna grab some WD-40 because that throttle is sticking bad. And then I think I need to put a 2x in front of the ramp on this side, because what's happening is the rail wheel is hitting up here. Okay, I don't know if that's better or not. Brakes don't work very well either. All right, so we've actually got it on the trailer. So we got it up on there. Boy, this is the throttle sticks and the brakes don't work. So the parking brake works, but it's a little bit of a challenge. So now I got to decide where on the trailer I want to put it. So I guess I'll just center the tires, which the front is centered. It's just the back needs to come on. So if I go straight on and then turn left a little bit towards the back of the trailer, that should do it, I think. Oh, damn thing's got some torque, that's for sure. Let's see where that is. Tell you what, that don't look too bad. I think if we, actually, I think we're just gonna leave it there. Honestly, that does not look bad. And I think the more I mess with it, the more I'm gonna screw it up. Now the thing is barely wide where it sits there. So I think that looks pretty good, honestly. You guys let me know what you think. I could probably straighten the wheels in the front, but it looks pretty good, honestly. I think we're good right there. Now I think I will chain it before I hook up to the trailer, because the brakes are not great on this thing. But yeah, that looks pretty good, I think. So, that being said, let's go shut the thing off. It's got a master switch, so it should start when I get to where I'm going. And we'll just have to have somebody spot me when I take it off. So there, that's off. It's got a Flaming River master switch on it. You can hear it holds air pressure really well. All right. So it's the WD-40 really didn't do anything. I'm gonna grab these pieces of wood and throw in the cab. All right, guys, we got this thing all loaded up, flagged. It is barely wide. We're pulling the permit at 112 inches wide, which is 9 feet 4. I don't even know if it's that wide. The problem is that this is hard to measure. You can see this step is like a couple inches over. And then on the other side, I'll show you, the cab is offset on this. So it's hard to get an actual measurement on it. So I'm just guesstimating at 112. It's not like anybody's gonna stop and measure the thing. And if you're an inch off, they're gonna fine you on it. So, but you can see how the cab is offset, so it's hard to tell. It's definitely over, and that handle's sticking out. So I'm guessing 112. We're gonna permit for 90,500 pounds, which would put this at 43,000 pounds. I think they had it listed at 41, so pretty close. So Jen is working on permits. So as soon as we have those, then we'll be good to go. It feels kind of silly putting flags all over this thing and flags on the corners, but it is technically oversized. So it is required. Connecticut requires the flags on the corners. So, but yeah, we are all set to roll. So getting the thing on there was quite fun. So the throttle sticks. The brakes don't work very well, and then the tires, the track width of the tires is narrower than the ramps on my trailer. So I ended up running it up one side on a ramp, and the other side I had boards stacked up to run up onto it, and it worked. But like I got it up onto the trailer, and then so I was trying to like set the throttle to where it would stick just a little bit open, so it'd give you a little bit of power. But then it would get to a certain angle and it would stop climbing. So then you'd have to give it a little bit more, and then it's like, and the throttle sticks. So then it jumps forward and the brakes don't work. You're trying to slow down. And I ended up taking it out of gear and setting the parking brake. The parking brake works. So, but it was interesting getting it loaded. But we got it. Now we just have to get it over to Connecticut. So that's what I'm going to work on. As soon as we get permits, we will roll out.
morning, guys. It's about 5:30 in the morning. My 10 hours is up. We're gonna get started and get this up there as soon as possible. The goal here is to flip around and run all the way home today as well. So it'll be about 650 miles. See if we can get it done.
Hey guys, I just want to apologize for the audio on this. Apparently I showed up here and my mic wasn't on, so I got absolutely no audio unloading this thing. So I'll just do a voiceover and kind of explain what's going on and what the process was. Just unchaining here. The audio quality at the other end picking up was also pretty bad. Apparently I had noise cancellation on, which is a shame because this thing had an old Detroit engine in it. I wish you guys could have heard it. I do apologize for the crappy audio on this video. So here I'm just doing the reverse of what I did loading, just putting boards down to get it, get it so I can get it off the trailer with the tires on boards on one side and the ramp from the trailer on the other. I did actually end up, there was a guy walking past and I grabbed him and said, hey, can you spot me to get me off of here? So he kind of guided me back, because you can see less going backwards than you can going forwards on this thing. So I did eventually get it off with his help. It looks simple here, but with the sticky throttle and poor brakes on this thing, it was quite a feat getting it unloaded off the trailer. So now we're just cleaning up, getting everything put away, hooking back up. So as I said before, the goal here is to drop this, and then I'm turning around and I'm just burning home, just deadheading a little over 300 miles back to my house. Because this was a Friday, so that's just kind of what I'm saying here.
Hey guys. Well, I made it back to the house. So I'm back at the parking lot where I parked the truck. Long day. So you can see, that's what we did today. 657 miles. Started up along 80 in Pennsylvania, ran up to Connecticut, and then dropped that load, and then I just flipped around and I deadheaded all the way home. So just burning my way home. So we made it. We're not gonna talk about my logs. They're fine. They're fine. I will say we're real close. So, but I'm not gonna stay out and pay for a hotel and food and everything overnight when I'm 20 miles from my house. So made it home. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna go home for the weekend, and next video we got a load going from Port of Baltimore, picking up a Cat 325, and we're taking that down to Knoxville, Tennessee. So stay tuned for that one. As always, thank you for watching. I appreciate all the likes, all the subscriptions, and I will see you guys out there on the road.